Okay, so in each question here, we're trying to find the area of triangle ABC. So here we have triangle ABC. It's this large triangle right here, and I'll highlight this for you. So here's A, B, C. You just follow right in the order there. So try to find the area of this triangle, and of course to do that, we're going to multiply the base times the height and divide that by 2. That's a basic idea in finding the area of a triangle. So we need to know what the base and you need to know what the height is so we can make the calculation. Over here we're given a right angle, and here we're told that we have a 45-degree angle, which means the other angle has to be 45. Two ways of thinking about that is to recognize that this is a 45, 45, 90, but to also recognize that altogether we need 180 degrees, and we already have 90 and 45. So now we can use a basic property of 45, 45, 90 triangles is that this leg over here also needs to be 8. Right? The legs are equal in these triangles. Now we could find the hypotenuse, but we don't even need to really do that. The hypotenuse here is not going to be necessary. We could solve it and get 8 radical 2. You can try that on your own. But we don't need that length here because now we have the height. We just need to find this piece right here, right, from A to D, the other part of the base. To do that, I'm going to use the Pythagorean Theorem. Now, I know that this is a 90-degree angle here, and I know that because we have a straight line, and here we have 90 degrees, so overall this should be 180. So this angle has to be the other 90 that forms the 180-degree straight angle. And we can use our Pythagorean Theorem, or 8 squared plus b squared, that's our unknown, equals c squared, or 17 squared. 17 squared is 289. 8 squared is 64, right? So now we have this. To solve for b squared, I'll say that it equals 289 minus 64. I'm just inversing the operations right there. And that's just 225. So b squared is 225, and b is equal to 15. So that means that this piece right here is 15. Now overall, remember, we're trying to find the area. So the base is the sum of these two smaller legs, 15 and 8. Right, this whole leg AC. So 15 plus 8, and that's 23. Right, that's our base. And our height is 8. We know that already. 8 is equal to the height. So now we can quickly find the area of this triangle by multiplying 23 times 8 and then dividing that by 2. Now you can switch the order around here. I'm going to half 8 first, so it's 23 times 4. This will give you the same result, and I get 80 plus 12, or 92. That's the area of our triangle. Alright, hope that helped. Now in this one over here, similar situation, but again we have this 90-degree angle, so this angle is also 90, and we have a 30-degree angle over here. If we add this up, the remaining angle out of 180 is 60. So now we have what's often referred to as a 30, 60, 90 triangle, referring to the angles of this triangle. What's nice is that the shorter leg is half the hypotenuse. So here, this leg over here, AB, is the hypotenuse, right? It's across from your right angle, and that is double the shorter leg. And the shorter leg is always going to be across from the 30-degree angle. So that means that this height right here is 5. And we can use the Pythagorean theorem, or recognize that the other leg will end up being the shorter leg times radical 3. Now we need to find this other piece here, right, from C to this point. So we have the base of our triangle. And what we know right away is that we have 5 for this leg and 10 for the hypotenuse. So again, we can use the Pythagorean theorem. 5 squared plus b squared equals 10 squared. And that gives us 100, right? 25 plus b squared equals 100. So b squared is equal to 100 minus 25, right? And this just means that b squared equals 75, and b equals the square root of 75, which we can break down. That equals 25 times 3, or radical 25 times radical 3, which equals, well, radical 25, or the square root of 25, is just 5 radical 3. So that's this segment over here. Now, we're finding the area of the triangle, so we want to add up our base, 5 radical 3 plus 5 radical 3. I think of I can handle this like 5x plus 5x, that would be 10x. So this is 10 radical 3, that's our base, and our height is 5. So we have 10 radical 3 times 5, and again, we're cutting that in half. We're finding the area of a triangle. This time we're going to cut the 10 in half to 5. It gives us the same result. So instead of thinking of this, I think of 5 radical 3 times 5, which is 25 radical 3. And that's the area of this triangle. Alright, hope that helped.